Another question is, what is the key to stop the self-talk in the head? Well, just briefly, because I've spoken about that a few times in various occasions. First of all, you need to know that there is self-talk in the head, not after several hours of being totally immersed in self-talk in the head, and suddenly you get a moment of reprieve, and then you say, oh, there was so much self-talk in the head. In order to become free, you need to know that there's self-talk in the head while there's self-talk in the head. Otherwise, there's just self-talk in the head without any awareness. There needs to be a glimpse of awareness, and from there you can see that you want to be free of it, and that's not who you are. And when there's a glimpse of awareness, because when there's no awareness, you are the self-talk. You are the voice in the head. So there's a glimpse of awareness, and then from there you can say, you see its futility. It's going around in circles. It's getting you nowhere. You also see that more often than not, it's causing you negative feelings, negative emotions, making your life miserable. And the more you look at it, the more you realize that you don't need it. And that's an amazing realization, because the self-talk justifies itself as being necessary, especially when the self-talk is worry. I really need to think about, these are big problems that I have in my life. I really need to think about them now. And I really mustn't stop thinking about them, because then I lose control completely. Okay, then the whole night you lie awake and I have to, oh gosh, I have this, what am I going to do? What if that happened then? But on the, oh no, oh. You don't want that. You see the futility of it. And then the possibility of freedom emerges, and that is, the freedom is that you can choose to withdraw your consciousness from thinking. And you withdraw your consciousness or your attention from thinking by choosing, but you can only do that, as I said, if there's an awareness, even a small amount of awareness there. From there you can choose, and you can choose not to be engaged in the thinking process anymore, but to place your attention on something else. For example, your breath. And so you, instead of, you take attention out of thinking and feel. Some people call that a meditation, but you don't need to call it meditation. You feel yourself breathing. And with your attention, you may even follow the breath into the body as the air goes into the body and the air goes out of the body. And your attention goes with it into the body and out of the body. Into the body. Are you thinking? No, you can't. You cannot be aware of your breathing and thinking at the same time. Isn't that amazing? And so there you are. Suddenly you've chosen. That doesn't mean the thinking is not going to pull at your attention and come back here, come back here, come back here. It doesn't mean many times you will not lose awareness of your breath, but just to see that it is possible is an amazing thing. From there you can go to awareness of your inner body. Feel the aliveness in every hand, in both hands, in your feet, in arms, legs, the entirety of your body. Feel the indwelling alive, animating presence in the body, and you're not thinking, it's actually very enjoyable. So you've chosen to take, because you've seen the futility of that kind of thinking, and you've chosen to take your attention somewhere else. Breathing, inner body, or sense perceptions. Look around and perceive things. Look at whatever, the flower, the lights, the sky, the floor. Perceive consciously, listen, are there any sounds, smells? Awaken your senses, put attention there. It also takes it away from thinking. Rather than interpreting your sense perceptions, just perceiving. So you have the three doorways: breathing, inner body, sense perceptions. You can choose to take your attention away from thinking. Then thinking habitually will recapture your attention. After a while you notice it and you choose to take your attention out again. Then breathing will recapture your attention again, and that process will happen many, many times. But every time you haven't lost every time thinking recaptures all your attention. That's all part of the awakening process. You haven't lost, because if thinking recaptures your attention, it means it wasn't in thinking before it did that. So it's not a defeat. You were relatively free of thinking for a while before that. So you have to resign yourself to the fact that probably many, many times you will go through that process of conscious choice not to think when there's nothing, when thinking is simply dysfunctional. Wonderful thing to do, and that is true spiritual practice. And gradually the moments when you don't think become longer, and obsessive thinking becomes weaker. And true thinking, creative thinking, becomes stronger.